Hey guys, what's up? My name is Eric and welcome to Techie Neon, and today we're going to talk about why I decided to go with a 21-inch 2017 iMac instead of going with the new MacBook Pro. So the first thing was honestly the price. I was limited to a budget of about $2,000. That's a lot of money, and if I'm going to spend that kind of money, I want to get the best machine I possibly could. And when I compared the specs between a 15-inch MacBook Pro and the 21-inch iMac, $2,000 could get me a lot better of an iMac than a MacBook Pro in terms of specs. So the first thing you'll notice is that if you go with a 21-inch iMac, you can afford to go ahead and upgrade the processor and get the best processor that's ever been put in a 21-inch iMac. It is blazing fast. 3.6 gigahertz i7 processor. It's the latest generation processor. As a matter of fact, you're going to get the third fastest single core performance from this iMac of any Mac computer that's ever been released. So that's really fast single core performance. And then in terms of multi-core performance, you're going to get the sixth fastest Mac computer that's ever been released up to this point. So you're going to even beat out some older generation 12-core processor Mac Pros, which, you know, that says a lot. This is a very fast computer. And you'll notice that even the fastest MacBook Pro isn't making the top 10 list in terms of multi-core performance. It's not to say that the MacBook Pro processor isn't fast, it is, but the iMac processor is a significant upgrade. Additionally, you'll be able to afford to be able to upgrade your RAM to 32 gigabytes versus the 16 gigabytes on the MacBook Pro. And I was able to get not just double the RAM, I was actually able to get the DDR4 RAM versus the DDR3 RAM. Hard drive is the same, 256 gigabytes SSD. I was initially going to go with a bigger hard drive, but then I opted to go ahead and go with an external hard drive, which I'll explain here in a moment. The graphics card also is a significant bump if you go with the iMac spec'd out version versus the iMac Pro. So the graphics card isn't a huge upgrade, but instead of being a 2 gigabyte graphics card, it is a 4 gigabyte graphics card. And so that for me was enough to definitely want to go with the iMac. Now, I did mention a moment ago about the 256 gigabyte solid state drive. I went with the solid state drive for a couple of reasons. One, it's fast. A solid state drive is just going to be a lot faster than other hard drives options that can come with this. The other thing is that this does have two Thunderbolt 3 ports or USB-C ports on it, and that means it's going to be able to pair with an external hard drive that's going to be much cheaper than upgrading to a large solid-state drive. And I actually prefer to keep my built-in hard drive used exclusively for the operating system and built-in software, and I keep all of my content and media on external hard drives. So in terms of just looking at specs, you get better bang for your buck if you go with an iMac versus a MacBook Pro. Now, yes, you do lose out on portability, but let me address that. Now, the second reason I went with the 21-inch iMac versus, say, the 27-inch iMac is portability. I actually have right over here this little case right here, and the iMac will actually fit into this case. On the iMac, you can actually remove the little stand, or you can keep it on and carry it around with this case. And I wanted the portability of being able to transport the computer from my home office to my office at work. So for me, about 80% of the time, the computer is going to stay here in my office, and only about 20% of the time will I need to take it in with me to my actual work office. So when I need to go into the work office, usually I'm going to take with me my iPad with a Bluetooth keyboard, or I also have a Chromebook that will do most of the work that I need it to do. So there's only going to be a few circumstances where I'm actually going to need to take in the iMac to do some heavy-hitting work on video or audio at my work site versus my home office. 80% of the time, I'm going to be doing all of the heavy editing for my video and audio stuff here in my home office, so this computer can stay put. But being a 21-inch computer allows me to put it in that case, take it with me, and to have a little bit of mobility when I need it. Additionally, a 21-inch computer does fit inside of a carry-on, so I can put this computer inside of that case, put it inside of a carry-on and pad it, and take it with me on a plane if I need to travel. So this does have a little bit more mobility than you would give it credit for. It certainly doesn't have as much mobility as a laptop, but since I'm not traveling a lot, since I'm not going to be taking this computer into work a lot, it's okay if it has a little bit limited mobility. And so for me, the 21-inch iMac was portable enough in comparison to a 15-inch MacBook Pro that it still made it valuable and worth it enough for me to go with the 21-inch iMac versus a MacBook Pro. So another reason I decided to go with the 21-inch iMac or just an iMac in general is because of the screen. The screens on the iMacs are fantastic screens. They absolutely blow away even the great Retina technology that's on the MacBook Pro. The MacBook Pro screen is a fantastic screen, but the 4K screen that's on this 21-inch iMac just absolutely blows away in terms of colors and richness and detail. It just absolutely blows away anything that the MacBook Pro is offering right now. And since I do video editing, I wanted something that was a fantastic screen. So if I was to buy the MacBook Pro, the 15-inch MacBook Pro, the screen would be good for on-the-go editing, but I would still end up having to buy a larger monitor, a more expensive monitor, in order to get the screen size that I really needed out of it. So this is the perfect compromise. It's a 21-inch screen, so it's not huge, but it is big enough for me to do some substantial editing, and the screen is fantastic in terms of quality and clarity and brightness. So for those reasons, the reasons of price and specifications that I can get for that price, and because of the portability, this is the computer that I chose to purchase instead of going with an upper tier MacBook 15-inch MacBook Pro. Now, if you do need a truly portable computer, then the 15-inch MacBook Pro is definitely the way to go. But if you're able to get by with an auxiliary machine like an iPad or a Chromebook, and you want to get the best bang for your buck, the iMac is definitely the best value in terms of getting tons of computer horsepower for the best price possible. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree with my purchase decision. Thanks for watching Techie Neon. My name is Eric, and we'll catch you next time.